to understand this in greater detail. What's the expectation from the OPEC Plus meeting, and what's the outlook for industrial demand and industrial metals going forward? To discuss this, we are now joined by Mr. Anuj Choudhary, Research Analyst, Commodities Research at Mirae Asset Sharekhan. Mr. Choudhary, thank you so much for taking your time out and joining us here on ET Now. We'll talk about industrial and precious metals in just a bit, but before that, let's put the spotlight on oil. The industry and the street is expecting complete unwinding of that 2.2 million barrels per day output, which could perhaps be completed by September. What are you expecting, and if at all that were to come through, what kind of impact will that have on global oil prices?
First of all, good afternoon, Ashisha, and to all your viewers. Thank you for having me on the channel. We have the OPEC Plus meeting on 3rd August, and we expect that yesterday we had the JMA meeting, and there are expectations that the output will remain on track, what was decided in July for the August output. So that was there were no surprises from that. Overall, we have seen that in US, the supplies have declined somewhat, and it has fallen by about 13% in July. So that is what has driven the prices over the last two sessions. Overall sentiments, however, continue to remain bleak as the global economy as well as the US economy continue to remain under pressure. So, if the demand concerns continue to remain, we expect that crude prices may top out again at higher levels, and we may see selling pressure building up again at higher levels.
Understood. So you're saying demand fundamentals continue to remain on the weaker side, and of
Yes.
course, on account of the meeting that is scheduled. What kind of impact then do you expect on prices, if at all we were to see another output hike in the month of September as well, to the tune of 2 or 3 lakh barrels per day? What kind of impact will that have on prices then, at least in the near term?
Currently, the WTI prices are trading around $66.75. 67 is a very small initial resistance. And if those levels are taken out, you could see crude prices headed towards 68, 80, $69. Where should it should top out over there? We don't expect it to breach the $70 mark. On the downside, we see crude headed lower towards 65, and if those levels are taken out, headed lower towards 63.85.
Understood. So, as far as WTI crude is concerned, you're not expecting that to cross that $70 per barrel mark. We get that point. But shifting focus from oil to the precious metal market, then we have not seen much upside over the last few days, if I may say so. Although on a year-to-date basis, gold is still up nearly 26-27%. But what kind of impact will the trade deals that are being signed by US with several other countries have on the precious metal market? Do you think perhaps some upside will be limited, at least in the near future, for gold and for silver?
Yes, the trade deal optimism, which we have seen over the last 1 week, the US EU trade deal happening, and even the other nations are scrambling for the trade deal, that has led to erosion of the risk premium, the trade tariff premium, what we had seen earlier. So we have seen some pressure building up in both the precious metals, gold as well as silver. So the focus continues to remain as what further deals the US will sign over the next few days. We have the August 1 deadline at the corner. So gold, if you see the October contract, we could see it headed lower towards 98,000, 97,300 levels. On the upside, we don't expect in the immediate term to cross the 1 lakh mark again right now.
Okay, so you're not expecting gold to cross that 1 lakh rupee per 10-gram mark, at least in the near future. But one last question on industrial metals. Zinc is now down nearly 5% YTD, although several other industrial metals, the likes of lead, copper, and aluminium, have risen anywhere between 3 to 4 odd percent. Do you expect outperformance for many of these to continue going forward? And in particular, what will your outlook on zinc be?
Zinc overall, we expect zinc to remain positive. We have seen some easing in the prices. Again, we expect zinc to bounce back from lower levels. We don't expect zinc to break the 260 mark right now. It's currently trading around 266 levels. That's a very strong support at the 40-day moving average. And on the upside, initial resistance could be seen around 271.50. And if that level is taken out, we could see zinc headed over towards 78 to 80 levels.
Okay, so that's the outlook when it comes to zinc and several other industrial metals. Mr. Choudhary, thank you so much for taking your time out and joining us here on ET Now and helping us understand what the outlook is not only for the industrial metal market but for the oil and precious metal market as well. But shifting focus to our next segment, did you know? And today we put the spotlight on steel. In fact, daily steel production is astronomically high. To put things into perspective for you, the amount of daily global steel production is enough to build 548 Eiffel Towers. And global steel production almost doubled between 2001 and 2014 period. Today, about 8 million people work in the steel industry, which is the same as the population of Switzerland. And the first steel-made automobile was introduced in 1918. Modern cars are built with new steel that are stronger, but also up to 35% lighter than the past. In fact, steel made the modern skyscraper possible. The home insurance building in Chicago, completed in 1885, was the world's first skyscraper, and today the housing and construction sector uses nearly 50% of world steel production.